Hello and welcome back to freephotoshop.com. This is part 2 of my basic masks tutorial, and this time we're going to be looking at the advantages of using masks over other techniques. I have all the project files open and loaded into this one composition that's visible on my screen. At the moment, 3 of the layers are switched off, so we're looking at the photo negative image, which at the moment is empty. What I want to do is load it with an image to give the effect that it was somehow loaded into the photo reel all along, and I'm going to do that without masking so we can see the problems that causes, and then I'll show you in the next video how to achieve the same result using masks. So if I turn the middle layer on, you can see the problem. In order for the image to fit inside the negative, we're going to need to chop it down a little. So here's what we're going to do. I'll switch the middle layer off, and then I'll come over here to the toolbox and select the magic wand tool. You can also select that by hitting W on the keyboard. Once again, if you want any more information on how to use the magic wand, then we have a video tutorial available at freephotoshop.com that does just that. For now, I want you to come over here to the little tool icon in the options bar, right click, and then select Reset Tool. Now we're going to have the same default options set to the wand, so we can now come down here to the area that we want the image to go and click, and that selects the region of white and nothing else. So we have our selection active. I'll come over here to the layers panel and turn on the middle layer, and I'll also make sure it's set as the active layer by clicking on it. We still have the selection active, so we can see the boundaries of the negative. Now I'll come up to the select menu and choose the inverse command, and that will reverse the selected area, so we can now see the middle region deselected and everything else selected. Now I could go ahead and choose the eraser tool, but instead I'm simply going to hit the delete key on the keyboard to delete this selected region of the image. I'll then hit Control or Command D to deselect the image, and there we have it. So far we've achieved exactly the same result as we will do in the next video when I show you how to pull this off of a mask. I mean, it's exactly the same. However, if I switch the photo strip layer off, you'll see the region we've deleted represented by this transparency grid. So by using the eraser tool or hitting the delete key or whatever it is we do, we've completely removed that area from the composition. When we use masks, we'll simply be hiding the area instead of deleting it, meaning that we can come back and reinstate it or further edit it anytime we want to in the future. Now you may be thinking that we can use our available history to bring whatever we've deleted back, and we can. However, it's more tricky to put it back, and if we save and close the image, we hit an even bigger problem. We lose the history in the form that once we close the image, all history associated with the file is deleted. To quickly show you what I mean, I'll come up here to the Edit menu, and I'll come all the way down here to the Purge command, and then I'll select All, and that will clear out all the history and undo possibilities in the same way as it would if I was to close the document. Now if I come up here to the Window menu, and I'll select the History panel from the options here, you can see that we have none of that history we need to be able to put anything back to how it was. We've literally lost all of that we erased or deleted. Now if I was using a mask, I'd only be hiding it, so history wouldn't even come into play. We wouldn't need history or the history panel at all. Well, hopefully by employing a lesser alternative method of getting the job done and showing where that approach falls short, you can see at least a couple of reasons why masks in Photoshop are so important to a flexible, non-destructive workflow. In the next and final part of this basic guide to masks, we'll look at how to build our own mask and fulfill the objective of this exercise, as well as share a few masking tips and tricks along the way. Well, thanks for joining me here at freephotoshop.com. I'll see you in the next video.